Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be working with irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are going to be the ones that do not necessarily take ed in the past simple tense. And also, when you're working with the third form of the verb, the irregular verb might not have an ed past participle. Let me give you an example of what I mean. I'm going to use the verb to walk. I walk to the shops every day. I walked to the newsagents yesterday in the rain. I have just walked to the post office to realise it was shut. Did you notice that in the present tense I used the verb walk, W-L-K? In the past simple, I said walked, W-A-L-K-E-D. And the past participle was also I have walked. That was a regular verb. Irregular verbs do not work like that. Stay with me as I take you through a whole list of irregular verbs in the English language. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want to quickly look at irregular verbs. Irregular verbs will be ones in English that do not take an ed in the past simple tense. If you watch the introduction, you'd see that I worked with the verb to walk. So the verb to walk is a regular verb. And I showed you how it took ed in the simple past tense, and I also demonstrated how the participle ended in ed. A quick recap of the different types of verbs. We have looked at action words. Some verbs describe an action. I'm dancing. Some verbs describe a state. They are called stative verbs. I know you, don't I? The verb to know. They might also refer to a one-off action, something that doesn't progress. Stative verbs might describe emotions. I spoke about event verbs as well in my video that's on the page. Event verbs would describe an occurrence, often a one-off occurrence. My nan passed when I was a teenager. The different types of verbs as well, we looked at how they function. Some function as transitive verbs, which is to say they might take an object, or they're held by a preposition. One example of a transitive verb will be the verb to receive. I have received plus your email. Some verbs work by themselves, and they don't need to be helped by a preposition or an object phrase. Often those verbs are known as intransitive verbs. My example might be the verb to break. My car broke. My verse is broken. Today I want to look at what we know as irregular verbs. And in order to keep this video under 10 minutes, I'm just going to give you some examples, and then I'm going to post some more lists on the page. I want you to take the time to read through these verbs because you might have to commit some of them to memory. One irregular verb that you work with all the time is the verb to be. The verb to be, which you use as an auxiliary verb. The verb to be, I am, in the present simple. I was in town yesterday when I bumped into an old friend of mine. I have been to Wales before. Have you? The verb to be has different forms for the present simple, the past simple, and the third form of the verb, which you might know as the past participle. I'm going to be referring to that as the participle. Have you come across the verb to behold? Behold such beauty. He beheld a grudge against me. And the past participle is beheld. Another irregular verb which you might have come across is the verb to bend. Bend over, please. How about my pencil is bent? I don't know who bent my spoon. He has bent the iron. The participle is bent and the past simple tense is also bent. Another verb which you have come across is the verb to broadcast, and often in colloquial English it is used wrongly. Nigeria television broadcasts the news at 1 p.m. every day. Igbo TV broadcast the wedding of a young prince yesterday. The BBC have broadcast the news from 1 p.m. since its inception. So we work with another irregular verb, the verb to build. The council are building houses. He builds children's toys. He built the toy all by himself. He has built a whole factory. Do you know the verb to choose? I choose what I want to wear every day. I chose to wear jogging bottoms today. I have chosen what I want to wear today. The past simple is chose, but the past participle is chosen. Are you ready to play again before the video runs out? I'm going to give the verb and I'm going to let you state the past tense or the past participle. The verb to drink. What's the simple past tense, please? Yesterday I have. If you said yesterday I drank, you're correct. And if you said I have drunk a whole cup of water, that was right. How about the verb to fight? Give me the simple past tense, please. How about the past participle? If you said the children are fighting, I fight with my husband sometimes. Efwa and Babatunde fought yesterday. Efwa and Babatunde have fought since they started their relationship. The verb to hurt. Have a look at the screen, please. Present simple tense, please. My head hurts. How about the past tense? And the past participle? My head hurt yesterday when I was reading a book, so I put it down. My head was hurting. He has hurt Efwa's feelings. Have you heard of the verb interweave? She interweaves the twine to make a Nigerian basket. She interwove red and blue thread to create a very colourful fabric. Can you give me the past participle? My history is interwoven in my braids. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just a look at some irregular verbs. Took a bit under 10 minutes. Please stay on the page for more examples.